All right, boys, what is up? Long story short, today was a pretty choppy day, PA wise. We made a lot of money. I lost pre-market $1,200 per account on Eval, and then I made $2,500. So I made 500 before that to clarify. So I made 700, lost 1,200, and then made 2,500, 20 whatever. Point is, I made 17 to $1,900, depending what account you're talking about today. Um, all on eval. My fundeds are with Lucid, just so you guys know, and I'm waiting for them to get moved to live. I'm getting moved to a live account, and they said 7 business days on Friday. So I guess today's the first business day, so we're gonna have to wait 7 fucking more. Um, Still my favorite prop firm, Lucid, is goated. Like actually, like I don't even trade tops anymore. My plan's literally just gonna be to trade a live account, the alpha premiums, and the Lucid flexes or pros. I don't mind either or. But with that being said, let's get into my pre-market and market analysis, right? So I did take a long today to pass all my accounts. If you guys remember, I made 1,700 on the first day, and then whatever the fuck more today, 1,900. So coming to market open, I'm I am mixed because we do have previous day low inside this gap, and I do believe that we did have this new day opening gap that we never even filled, like back here. But whatever. My point is, I think it was here. No, we don't. We have new week opening gap, right here. We fill that completely. That was my objective for the day. I was looking at price when I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I was like, all right, I'm gonna look for shorts. Around market open, I thought we were gonna chop around and then dump. We literally just dumped 200 points at 6 a.m. Don't know why, but we filled the week opening gap, and I would have been open to shorts. Like I said, we have a bunch of daily gaps below us, but A, we're at all-time highs. Shorting at all-time highs is just lower probability, and B, look at the way we wick out of this gap. We immediately reject the gap on the hourly, and especially on the 4-hour. Look at this 4-hour close, right? Shorting 10 a.m. right now makes literally no sense. Even if I saw the most perfect short setup of all time, it would make no sense. Why? Look how strong this 4-hour rejected this gap, right? Now, we tap this 4-hour gap, we push higher, we sweep all these lows right here in this accumulation zone. We push higher. What do we make here? We make a 15-minute gap. What do we do within that gap? We keep pushing higher and higher. We then make a 5-minute gap coming out of a 15-minute gap. We also make a what? We also make a 5-minute order block. So we have this order block right here. We have this OB and this gap coming out of this 15-minute gap, and this also happens to align with what? We have relative equal highs here, and on ES they were equal highs. So we have equal highs on ES. I finally got ES and NQ on the same chart, as you guys can tell. I usually have separate tabs up here, but it was fucking me up switching over. So you can see here, 5-minute order block, 5-minute gap tap. We get a nice displacement right here. We get 0.618 in the range. I enter simply off that. Now looking back, it would have been a lot cleaner of an entry if I waited for 0.705 of the range to get hit, and I could have had a more flexible stop loss, maybe 15 points, right? My stop loss was pretty risky considering the volatility. I'm just like missing candlesticks. Like this shit always happens to me. Like NQ just like randomly takes away candlesticks. I literally bought the 30-second time frame just so I could do this. Literally just because the 2-minute is different. The 2-minute doesn't give me as much context as a 30-second does when I'm missing a 1-minute candle, bro. I literally paid for TradingView Plus, whatever the fuck, just because of that dumbass issue. All right, relative equal highs here, 5-minute gap still being respected. We're in OTE now of this range. What I tell you guys, 0.618 to 0.705. I literally treat that as an imbalance, right? And that aligned with a 5-minute gap, and I longed off that basically with my stops like here. My stops got edged. My stop was like right here, and TP up here. I closed here because of profit goal, and I still made too much money. So here we go. Basically a 1 to 4 risk to reward. I told you guys the other day my goal is to increase my win rate this month. That is a big focus of mine. So the way I usually trade is I wait for a tap into something like this, a 5-minute gap, OTE, and then I wait for a nice displacement out of it. Like something I maybe take is like this, with like stops below this low, and that would be a negative risk reward. But this is something I would probably take on a typical day. And yes, it would have played out, but we got stuck in a lot of drawdown. I do think this was a very unnecessary candle, by the way. Maybe I would have taken something here. Oh, sorry. Something like this. Wouldn't have been that bad. Right? To this high, that would have been a lot cleaner. But yeah, this is kind of choppy price action. Kind of happy I got a limit entry on that. And I did like another trade a lot, actually. We still have London highs, midnight open, and this swing high resting above us, right? These are all prominent draws on liquidity. I still want price to push higher, right? So what do I notice? We make a 5-minute CISD, right? We make a 5-minute CISD right there. And we also tap into OTE of this range, right? So we tapped. There was a few setups here. There was a 3-minute CISD that we tapped at first, and then we retraced into, or no, am I tripping right now? No, the 5-minute got tapped into twice. Okay. Well, there was actually 2 setups off the 5-minute change in state then. This is the one I'm talking about then. I wasn't looking at this one. All right. So we tap 0.618 to the tick, right? That's our golden range. We tap that push higher. You could have entered either off, because we're also in a 5-minute change in state and delivery, right? So you could either enter off this bullish reaction, stop below the low, TP up here, or you could have done something like this and gone more for a safer play. This is something I would take on a typical day for like a 1-to-1. This is my kind of setup. An IFEG coming out of a 5-minute CISD, coming out of OT. This is a very clean trade, honestly, right? Stuff like that is very high probability. So, I mean, I'm showing you guys these trades and I'm looking at the market. I'm like, this is choppy as shit. Those are the only trades I actually really liked. This is a CISD on the 30-second. You could have put your stop right there and TP up here, right? These are all pretty clean trades. Besides that, there's not really much else. I mean, I can tell you right now, we could forward test this, right? You see this 0.618 to 0.705. This is the golden range. What else did we tap into? Look how crazy this is. Since we closed above this high, this actually turned this into a breaker block. So now we have a breaker block right here that we perfectly tapped into with 0.618. You could literally limit this. This is what I'm working on myself, is limiting these orders to get a better risk reward. But like I said, the way I usually trade is off a displacement from it and a respect of it. You can target that high, or you could just take profit at this high, right? And if there's an SMT, which there was an SMT, that's something where I'd close, right? So you can see we took that high at 1032, which was right here. So you had an SMT with this high here. I would break even or take profit depending how much I'm up. If I'm up 22 points, if I'm in heavy size, I would just take profit there for probably a winning day. And this might still hit TP. But with that being said, I hope you guys all took something out of this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow for a trade recap. Alright, we're actually going to be funded tomorrow if Alpha isn't stingy with consistency rules. So yeah, I'll see you boys soon. Peace out.